3, 2, 1. Why didn't you clap?
You said we didn't even have to. So
We just agreed to clap.
Freak. Woo! Welcome to episode 39 of the Point Podcast, baby. It's your boy TK. And it's Ben.
It's Ben.
It's Ben, and then it's
Bonk.
Bronk. Before we get going, shout out to the Farming Jedi. We see you, bro. Keep on farming. Keep on Jediing.
We haven't forgotten about you either, Jeremy. But
Jeremy, fuck you, do something better. Jeremy, we love you.
Be nice.
We love you, Jeremy. All right. We're doing something crazy this week. We're talking about news.
we don't do news.
We don't do news. But no, it's been a very, very, very big week for gaming news and gaming things and everything. So we're going to have a lot to talk about.
Yes, indeed.
First of all, the Switch came out.
It did, yes.
Playing games, breaking marriages, it does it all. So the Switch, it is that.
Yes, I got the Switch too. Look, if you want a breakdown of like what's in it and everything, go watch another channel. We're not going to do that here. We're just going to talk about our thoughts on it. It's fun. It's just the Switch, but better. The Switch 2. Sorry, we're back. It is just the Switch, but slightly better. Load times are a lot faster, which for the price you would want it to be, honestly.
Yeah.
There's only one unique game to it, which is...
Yeah, I will
Yeah.
say, I feel like this is probably one of the worst launches for a console in regards to titles. Literally only one game.
Yeah.
one unique game.
One
there
unique-
are other games
There's
there,
other
but they're
games
not,
on the Switch,
they're not
but
unique to it.
yeah, they're nothing new.
They're
There's more
games that have
games
been out for a
announced
while.
to come out for the Switch 2
Yes.
than the actual Switch 2 games that launch.
Yes.
So, I mean, like the big ones that people are playing at the moment, it's obviously Mario Kart on there, but I feel like the second biggest one is probably Cyberpunk.
I've seen more people playing Bravely Default than I have Cyberpunk, but it is the biggest name one there. I would agree with you on that point.
Are you going to really have much of a difference on the Switch 2 to the Switch 1 for
Well,
Bravely
it's
Default?
remastered.
Still, that type of game.
Yeah.
But no, the Switch 2, heaps of people are playing Cyberpunk. Looks really nice on it.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of mixed reviews.
I was saying that to Brock earlier. Very mixed things. It looks surprisingly good on it, but the frame rate is just nowhere near as good as any other console.
I mean,
No.
I guess it's launching just like Cyberpunk did back in 2021 or whatever it was.
2020. I
Some
think it
people
was,
had
yeah.
decent experiences, and other people had absolutely shocking ones.
Yeah, I think the frame rate's just a bit how you're going on it. But I mean, it's definitely playable, definitely fun.
Yeah.
But no, I've been seeing some side-by-side comparisons, and yeah, it looks really close to the PS5, honestly. So good job, Nintendo, in that sense. There's a couple other things that are a bit how you going with it, though.
The
Like,
screen is nicer.
yes,
but
the bigger screen is really cool.
yeah, I was
do
going to
like
say
that.
the higher resolution on it makes it look nicer as well. Like it
Yeah.
definitely looks more colourful.
Why they didn't stick with the OLED screen, I don't know.
I 100%
Because
know.
they'll be doing an OLED
Another
version.
one. in a
yeah,
couple of
yeah,
years.
I know that much, but like you can't. It's a downgrade in screen. Yes, it looks better than the base Switch, but
Yeah,
you've just taken it away from people.
I don't like these.
You don't?
really do not like these.
So you don't like the new Joy-Cons?
No. Like, as a, like, cool, it's just like the original Joy-Con. That's
Yep.
fine.
He just
I
struggles
don't-
to get it in.
Well, it's not even that. I don't like the mechanism of it. Like, it's a magnetic mechanism. It's just like, cool, yep, it's there, it's on.
Snaps
There's a
in.
little button at the back that...
You don't
Yeah.
need to use that button.
Can I try? I haven't done
Go
it
for
yet.
I did watch Jerry Rig Everything's video on it
Okay, this
about
is my first
him
one.
doing a.
I
It's-
don't mind that. That's
it's
cool.
easier to take off than the other one. Easier
A
to
lot
put back
easier.
on. But my thought is for, that.
Yeah, wow, that's really flexy.
Yes. So if you give that to a child under 10, particularly one who might have like either anger issues or if they're on the spectrum and they like fiddling with stuff, that's going to be the first point of failure right there, is going to be that mechanism.
I don't think it will be. I watched Jerry Rig Everything do his video on its durability test. He did manage to push that thing to its limit and the screen pop off. the little magnet things in there have a little bit of movement to them, so I don't think they're going to break as easy.
I did hear that the reason that this has a bit of flex
Is to stop that.
is to prevent it from snapping them.
Yep. My concern though,
Yeah.
if you pass it here. So, and this is going to be a niche case, I understand that. But say you've got it in tabletop mode, which the new
That is so much better
the
than
new
the old
stand is
hinge.
so much better
And
than the
it's
other one.
steel,
Yes.
isn't it? Is it actual metal?
Yeah.
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 As far as I can tell, yeah, it's aluminum or steel. So it's metal.
Yeah.
Yes. But yeah, say you've got it in tabletop mode, kids are playing with it, blah, blah, blah. Baby sitting nearby with mush food or whatever. All it takes is a tiny little bit of shit to get in there, and the thing's going to just be jank straight away. That bit there is my concern. That tiny little
The
tap.
contact point.
Yes.
I don't know, because I mean, like, the thing is, if you put, this reminds me of our bin at the moment, where our bin is clogged in its mechanisms and some food in it, and everyone's been too lazy to pull it out.
And
Yeah.
we also may or may not have put a hole in the bin with someone's foot.
Yeah, we might have,
Both of them.
accidentally. But basically, yeah, if you put something in there
Like-
and that clips in, it's not going to fully go in.
Because I'm pretty sure the magnet points for it are in the actual console part, not in not the Joy-Con plate as well, which I can see your point with the contacts being an issue.
Yeah, because they're so flimsy, I can see kids like playing with it and it getting broken very easily.
Yeah.
Niche scenario, I know.
I'm
but
on both sides. I don't like how flimsy that feels. It needs to, but I really like that. That feels really solid and good. That clicking motion.
I
They're
did
strong
see-
magnets.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I did see that people are saying that like that's not a lot in it at all to connect it. You can just pull it off and it's not going to be like the end of the world because it's just a magnet. But I mean, I don't see
Yeah,
that.
I gave it a half-hearted try to pull it without the clicker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't. That was day one. I was not going to put too much effort into it.
Have you tried the mouse mode?
That's what I was going to ask. Have you put it in its mouse mode?
Yeah,
it's
I
got
will
left.
get to that in a moment though, because I've
Okay.
got. Yeah,
That's the part I can see there being an issue with, where the little optical sensor is in there.
Yeah.
Because that's a
Well,
very...
okay. If you're saying that, maybe we'll do the mouse part now. So they comes with these as well, which are ostensibly to put on there so that it levels it out
Yeah.
when using it in mouse mode. Cool. They've got the frictionless slider piece
Yep.
on there, so
No.
Didn't need both, but I think you, bro.
oh well, you got both. Yeah, they're cool. I preferred the old ones where it actually put the buttons out so that you could touch the L and R buttons and have them actually what's the word for it? Not projecting, but like they were
Protruding?
Protruding, thank you. From the actual controller.
I don't hate how that glides.
Let me have a bit of a glide. That's how it goes.
Interesting. I don't know where the other one is. It's staying on
It's
the floor.
directly underneath.
Oh,
you,
yeah,
but
that doesn't feel too bad.
yeah, it feels fine like that. But my thought for it is, if I'm going to be like going back and forth between keyboard and mouse sort of style controller and controller, I'm not going to be wanting to hunt around for those in a drawer somewhere or like at the back of my table. I'm wanting to be able to just go click straight off and get onto the table.
True. Like 100% true. Like it's going to be
'Cause I
annoying
feel like-
trying to find this guy.
I feel like those little friction pads could have been implemented into the base controller.
That's probably going to be something that's going to happen later on, I reckon.
Yeah,
Like
because
that will be a pro or something like that.
Maybe.
Yeah, well,
Oh, cool. And the back unlock mechanism for the actual screen is the same one to get the...
Yes.
the thing off, yeah.
Yeah.
It pushes it off. Yeah, I won't lie, build quality wise, besides that little
I do like
looseness, which I think, honestly, they just needed to do, but I'm just not a fan of. I'm pretty impressed with Nintendo's build quality on the Switch too.
I'm not.
Really?
Yeah.
We're going to be getting into it. Like I've got a list here that I'll go down
Yeah,
in a moment.
Of course
but-
you do.
So that's the new Comfort Grip, which is almost identical to the original Comfort Grip,
Yeah, it looks very similar.
but it has
flush.
flat arms
Yeah.
rather than having the curved around to suit the older ones. If you take those off, pass that to Ben, take those off and put them in the Comfort Grip, And what's the first thing you find with it?
All right, let's have a look. So I'm putting them in the grip. It's just there's a little bit closer in.
They're a little bit closer in. I do not like. So
Let me guess. They cut into your hands.
yes,
Let me have a go.
It does not concern me at all. I feel like that's because you got bigger hands, fatter hands than me.
gee, thanks.
You know what they say about fat hands though? Fat ock,
I was going to say fat gloves, but
fat gloves.
See, I don't hate how it is. I don't like that they didn't adjust because like the Joy-Cons are now bigger. They didn't adjust it
to actually just go out further.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
it would have been so easy to do.
because the grip's all but smaller than the Joy-Cons themselves. Which if they made it a little, I don't know, angled or something, it might work. But I mean,
I don't mind it.
I don't. We're not gonna have any problem with it because I'll still use like the base of my thumb to move the stick rather than.
See, when I'm using it, because I was playing Mario Kart last night with it, and all I could like think about while using it was, why is there that weird sharp edge gap in the palm of my hand there? Why did you not just have it go out a little bit further and just have it as a rounded edge?
Yeah, I don't know. That's just a you problem, I think.
I think it is. And this could be, honestly, this has happened a few times with Nintendo products especially, it's a Japanese product. And ergonomic wise, it's usually based around, a lot of the time,
The size of,
a Japanese person. I think that happened. What was it? There was some console.
it was a VR console because the
Yes,
angle of the
yes.
lenses was different.
Yes, the angle of the lenses for the eyes.
Yeah.
And I think there was also like bridge of nose and things like that. Bit
yes,
different.
yeah. I'm pretty sure
They
Linus
didn't
might have done a
fit
teardown
they
of that
didn't fit the
particular
Western
one.
face.
Yeah. Which, and then people in contrast, when that happens, consoles are made in the West or whatever region of the world, it doesn't work for a lot of the Asian market.
Yeah.
I'll pass the dock to you as well because the dock's
Oh.
a little bit different.
See, yeah.
Not hugely different.
We dock in
bigger.
there. I like the dock. I think it looks cool. It's bigger,
Yes.
but it looks like it's actually a dock now, not a piece
Straight
of
away,
plastic.
the thing I like the most, inside you can see it's all glossy.
Yep.
I much prefer that to the original one because the original one had with brand new Switches when you first bought them, had a problem with it was very, very tight and you could like not get scratches, but you could get wear on the actual screen.
Tight in the
Yep.
dock. Crazy.
But yeah, I'll pass that round.
I did say I'm not going to give a free. I will give a free shout out because D-Brand's hectic.
shout
In the
out
Jerry
D-Brand.
Rig Everything video, he showed like a carry case thing for it.
Mm-hmm.
Real cool. Also added like a bit more extra support to the Switch to make it a bit thicker at the
Yep.
back. The case like comes down over the front of it with all the games in there. It looks really cool, and then the handle itself. I don't know. We might be able to pull it up. It's not important, but it actually looks very, very, very clean.
I do like this dock more. I really do like
It
this
feels
dock.
more premium than the original
Yeah,
dock, doesn't
that
it?
first Switch dock really felt like just like a 3D printed piece of garbage.
It was very lightweight, very plastic.
and it was just,
I could go grab
This
my
one-
old. I could go grab my dock and we could compare them.
I think it's fine.
This one has a bit of heft to it. It feels more premium.
I have always hated having to take the back off thing to put shit in it though.
That was what I was saying. Why not just have it exposed like every other console?
You can do
Yes.
that though, which is
But-
that's an upside.
Why not just have it? Just leave it like that. You
Well,
don't
it's,
need.
it's an option if you wanted to have it.
I
bit
get
of
what
a
they're going for,
cleaner
like a clean look, but yeah. I'll pull up my list of stuff. All right. So these were in no particular order. These
Yep.
have been written over the last couple of days since
Yeah,
I've
just
had it.
been using it. Yeah.
Mainly as things like came to me as I'm using it. So the first thing I noticed when I was booting it up and transferring stuff from the original Switch to it, the layout for the menu and like all the system menu and everything, it's the exact same as the original Switch. Slightly different color palette, but the layout's the exact same. There is nothing to differentiate it as, hey, here's a big new, brand new console.
Are there themes on the Switch?
No. The
That's
most
a
you
missed
can-
opportunity. I mean, it's a missed opportunity for most consoles now.
I mean,
but-
look, you could do it with the 3DS. The 3DS had themes. They were cool. It is a missed opportunity. At most, you can do light and dark theme. That's it. When you're looking through your titles, there is still no way to filter it down to just having the things that are currently installed on there. It shows you everything that you have downloaded at one point or not, unless you go through and manually delete those from the system menu.
Something PlayStation just added as well, that same sort of, if you've had it on your console, it'll just put them all in a long line. And if you watch someone's screen sharing and you're watching that, the game they're playing now pops up in your library till you go through and delete it. So if you're watching all your mates play games, it's like, oh, cool, there's 9 games here I've never played before, and you can't find any games because they're on the next
That's
little
kind of
page.
shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can't turn it off either, which is a bit frustrating.
The thing that they announced, like they're bringing out the more 64 games. They've brought out the GameCube games, which are exclusive to the Switch 2. You can't get them on the Switch 1. You need
You can get them on the GameCube.
You can get them on the GameCube.
Because the Switch one doesn't have the power to run the GameCube games.
Yeah, despite the fact that it's got a bunch of titles that are just ported GameCube
Like that
games.
it's also a 20-year-old console, but that's fine.
Yeah. They've announced a couple of new features for those things, like they've got rewind and a CRT filter to be able to put on the 64 games.
Yeah.
Exclusive to the Switch 2. You can't do it on the Switch 1, despite the fact you can play those same games on there. It's just these little features.
I don't know why they did that, because I don't feel like that's a selling point at all for people.
Cool.
to
Do you want
wanna
your
buy.
really brand new 4K displayed game look like shit? Fantastic.
To be fair, actually, going back to that, CRT filters on games, sometimes they're cool. Last night, I re-downloaded Balatro on my new computer, because I had it on Game Pass, and I've never noticed there's a CRT filter on that. So I just whacked it up, and I was like, this is cool. I didn't mind it.
It's a cool little thing, but it's not something that's going to be like,
How long has that been there?
I need
It's
to
always
get
been
the-
there, I think.
It's not a selling point for a new console, though.
That's exactly what I just said.
It's also on. Cool, I was agreeing with you. The rewind
Fuck you.
feature as
Oh,
well
yeah.
being exclusive to the Switch 2. I think that's dumb.
Nah, silly. It doesn't need that.
I have noticed that. I didn't realize it was that prominent. Maybe because I'm playing it on a phone screen, but
Yeah, well, I played it for the first time on a bigger screen. Actually, no, I have airplayed it before onto a TV before, but like,
Something we,
Pixel
and most
art
people
smoothing.
probably already saw, about people putting staple holes into their new Switch.
yeah. So there was a
that's
big,
very cool.
there was a big news story came out from America on the launch day of the Switch. It was GameStop in America.
Yes.
One of the stores had all the boxes that people had pre-ordered. They put like their receipts on
On
and
the
they
front,
stapled onto
stapled
the
it
box, right into the screen of the Switch.
So when you
Fucking
open the
destroyed
box,
Switch.
that is where the main unit sits.
Yep.
That bit of cardboard is the only protection it has, other than like a little bit of plastic wrapping around it. No
Not much.
bubble wrap, no secondary piece
Yep.
of cardboard. It's not face down. It is screen up with,
Yep.
cool, a slight bump on there and your screen's fucked.
So
Yeah.
they, from what I read, it was over 100 switches. So
Yeah.
that is
stock
like,
to get.
oh, what's that? Like at least $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 worth of stock.
Around,
It actually
yeah.
it would be like, yeah, like $75,000.
I mean, American pricing, they're what, 500 US?
Yeah, $4.99 or $5.50 or something like that.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
I'm doing like comparison rate
Yes,
for
to our
Australia.
rate,
But
yeah.
yeah, no, that's a lot of lost money there, man.
I would like to know the number of like storeroom people and stuff who dropped the packages or delivery drivers that hit a wall like or something in
Yeah, I
the
was
truck.
going to say, because
Yeah,
that's
there's-
very thin.
Yeah.
I reckon the amount of boxes we even see at our work that will have a
A
like
little
a
gouge mark
like a
or something.
gouge, yeah, like a dent
All it-
into it on the front of that.
All it
that's
takes
done.
is, cool, I have to deliver 10 of these. I'm going to stack them up in 2 rows of 5. One pile topples over, this one falls off and lands point onto the other pile. That's all it takes, because this is not like double bonded cardboard or anything.
Put a
It's
speed hole in it.
How durable is the screen? Can I test it?
just, please don't.
I know. In Mr. Jerry's video,
Yep.
seemed fine.
Oh, really?
I mean, it's still their weird plastic protection thing on it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it has that screen protector that say do not remove on it as well.
There was no do not remove thing on mine that I remember. I opened it up, had the plastic wrapping around it, which I took off. That was it.
No,
was-
there's another little bit of plastic around the what screen was it? I think the PSP had one of the PSPs, and it has like a
I
screen.
know the one you mean,
Yeah.
but there's nothing there to say do not remove
Oh, definitely
it.
not. No, I saw it on their Twitter saying they're urging people not to remove that secondary screen guard,
Yeah,
which just put a thing there or don't put it on.
yeah.
Like people removing the screen guards
Just
on
a
their Fold
piece of
5s
paper
and
on
stuff.
top of it saying do not remove screen protector.
Yep.
There's still problems with stick drift for the Joy-Cons. People like day one getting the same problem with them.
Do you reckon that's more a software thing, or is it just the hardware being shit?
It's the hardware. Yeah. It's the thumbstick module, the under module. They could have gone with Hall Effect. It would have fixed it. They didn't want to because it costs a little bit more.
Yeah, what's a set of Joy-Cons cost? Like $90?
119.
Almost that's the price of a PS5 controller. That's ridiculous.
I mean, I get it, but it's also...
That's for the original Joy-Cons. I believe the new ones are the same price. I should know. I priced them all, but I just cannot remember off the top of my head.
You priced them all?
At work.
You sell games?
Yeah, imagine that.
Shut up. Okay, so is there anything else we want to talk about the Switch too?
I mean, I've still got a couple of things.
Okay, you go.
A new cool thing they have added to the eShop, and I believe this is coming to the original Switch as well.
Games. Believe it or not, you can now buy games on it.
You can buy you can rent the license. You can't buy them. Yeah, you can finish his thought in a second. We're having fun.
Yeah, we're having a combo.
Okay, keep going.
Have you ever thought about this?
I have.
You guys are dicks sometimes. No, they're getting a recommendation feature where it'll just recommend you 10 titles, similar to like what Steam has their Discovery queue or whatever it's called. I tried it. Of the 10 games that recommended to me, that were like, hey, we think you might like these.
Let me guess. There was at least 5 dating sims.
No.
5 games you've already played.
Close. 7 of the 10 games that recommended to me were already on my wish list.
Crazy that you wish list a game and then it recommended games that you've already think you're interested in, though.
Well, the whole point of it is to be like, hey, we think you might be interested in these games that you may not know of. I was like, I definitely know of them. I've wish listed them.
So what came first, though? Did you wish list them, or they already in your Discovery queue?
No, I had already wish listed them.
How do you know?
Because I had them wish listed on the original Switch.
So you're just lazy. Just buy the games. Play the games.
Do you understand what I mean, though? It could be recommending me other stuff that I haven't already seen.
See, it could be, but it's Nintendo. They're just going to funnel you the same shit that you've been looking at for the last 30 years and call it a remaster.
Yeah. We've already talked about the Comfort Grip. It has very fast loading time, which...
First thing you said about it?
Yeah, but not on the
saw
podcast.
that. I saw a comparison for Animal Crossing on both of them, and the load up time it took to get in, and it was a fair bit faster, but I couldn't believe how fucking long it took in the first place.
Yeah.
It was like 15, 20 seconds or like 30 seconds or something like ridiculous to get everything loaded, and I was like, what's this? Why is this taking so long?
Well, see, the new Mario Kart, to go from selecting it from the system menu to being able to be in the game and playing is about 17 seconds when I timed it.
That's not bad. I don't mind that. But
that's about what I got when I tested it just before.
It just, I don't know. It might have just been because I was looking at a load screen for so long and it felt like an eternity. But
the original PS3 Skyrim load screen.
Oh,
took like a minute and a half.
Don't. Oh, fuck. What was there? Games of the worst load screen. There was one that I remember that used to be forever. Oh, actually, did you ever... You played Ratchet and Clank 3. Did you ever scratch your Ratchet and Clank 3 disc at all?
No, my stepbrother scratched his copy of it, though.
Do you know what happens when you'd scratch the disc?
I know it took... When he went to load into some save game thing, it just sat there at the PlayStation. You know when it does the blue...
Yeah.
Yeah, it just sat there for like, I don't know, 10 minutes maybe.
What happened... My copy of Ratchet and Clank 3 that I accidentally scratched as a kid, you would get to... Remember Quark's Planet? You'd fly to it, and you know the loading screen in Ratchet and Clank, it's you flying in a ship. It goes... It would just keep doing that. It'll be like 4 hours and it just keeps flying and it's like, land on the planet, please. Just fucking land, please, please. And I remember I'd get up to it every time, like, please, please.
Meow. God, that game was ahead of its time.
It was
ship customization. Oh, God. That's great.
What were we saying?
We're talking about load times.
Look, given how much it costs over the original Switch, I would want it to have much faster loading times.
Should be instant. They got 10 years to work on it. I did see a comparison. People were playing Brilliant Diamond on the Switch 1 and 2, and they're like, oh, cool, we're going to shiny hunt. Load up, found one of the whatever it was, I don't know, one of the legendaries, restarted the game to see if they could get the shiny, and the other game hadn't even made it to like the Game Freak logo before they were already back standing in front of the legendary, which stupid.
Yeah, the games that have been able to get upgrades, like Tears of the Kingdom, loads so much faster. I haven't tried Breath of the Wild. I'm assuming same engine. It's going to be like almost identical.
Yeah.
I know Scarlet and Violet are getting
they got
upgrades.
a weird up patch thing because like
they got a patch that made it look a bit less shit, but it still looks bad.
But there's now every area is overpopulated with Pokemon, so they can just walk around and go, oh, there's 30 of these Pokemon here. There's the shiny one, and just walk over and catch it. I don't know if it's a bug or what it was. I didn't look into it because I don't care about the game, but it's just very odd.
Yeah. There's not enough there to make it worth it at this stage.
No.
Yeah.
It's a cool
That's
idea.
my thought about buying the Switch 2 to begin with.
Switch 2, I feel like
They shouldn't have called it the 2.
It
just should be a Switch Pro.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I think they really want to iterate it to a new console, and they know this formula works.
It's not.
Okay, that's fair.
1.25 console.
Yeah, 1.25. At the moment, I mean, at least from what you're showing me, the console feels great. I just feel like it needs another 6 months to a year to actually have some stuff on there worth it.
Yes.
Donkey Kong looks hectic. I personally think that new Donkey Kong game looks really fun.
It does, yeah.
It looks like I'm going to have the same experience I had with Odyssey, where I'm going to play it for ages, not ages. I'm going to play it heaps for about 2 or 3 weeks.
Okay. Do you want to throw it back?
Wait a second. I'll play Donkey Kong for like 2 or 3 weeks, heaps, and then I probably won't touch it again for a few years. Yeah. That's the problem, is that they'll have some great games, nothing to hold me from on to keep using the thing. That's the problem.
Yeah. That is the same with me. Mario Kart's fun. It's just more Mario Kart. It's downgraded in some ways. There's no more vehicle customization with hey, I can choose the different wheels, a different paraglider and stuff.
That's what I was going to ask about Mario Kart. This is actually the first Mario Kart in over a decade.
Yes.
Yeah, because Mario Kart 8 came out with the Wii U.
Yeah, it was Mario Kart 7.
Yeah.
That does come before 8, yeah.
Yeah, but it was the exact same game. They just called it a different number.
Yeah.
And then when the Switch came out, it was Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Yeah. So, does it feel like it's been an evolution at all?
No.
Yeah, they've got the world map thing.
There's some new things there which are, that's kind of cool, but nothing that I'm like, oh, this is so cool. This is great. I'm going to play this for ages. No.
See, yeah, I feel like they added the free roam aspect of it to give you more things to do between just picking the worlds. The maps looks really cool. I will say the map's massive and it looks nice to drive around and stuff.
And you can literally, they said you can go from any point on the map to any other point. You can definitely do that.
Yep.
There's challenges and hidden stuff all over the world map.
Yep.
Very cool for those people who are going to be interested in doing that.
Yeah, because I did see when I played a game on it beforehand, and you pick your race. You pick the little world icon, and then you can choose which way to go to do your the 3 races or 5 or whatever it's going to be. Looks really cool. If I want to play a game, I don't want to sit there and drive to each goddamn location first.
That is the race though. The first one is I start here. You do the 3 laps, that's your race. The second race is you getting from there to the next.
Oh, so you have to race to the next.
Yes. You race across the world map. So you race from the original spot to the next spot. And then you do 2 laps there to finish off that race.
Seems like a pretty half-assed way to do more content for a racing
I guess,
game.
what else can you do though?
It doesn't feel any longer than original Mario Kart though. It doesn't feel like, hey, I'm spending more time driving in per race.
Yeah.
Still each round, each race is 3 to 5 minutes, give or take.
Okay. I've never been a massive Mario Kart guy. I think it's fun. I do think it's very overrated. I just feel like there's not much content there. It's just a great party game. By yourself, that game is not very good.
No. You play 3 races and you're done.
Yes.
This is the Mario Kart that is going to make me agree with you saying that it's overrated. This has really sunk that home to me. Everything
great party game, one of, if not the best party game, and the Mario games tend to be the best party games, but it's always felt like it's so dependent on having other people.
Yeah, and no one's playing multiplayer online ever. really. You can do like you can set it
I
up.
don't
and
know.
do it,
I've
but-
done it a couple of times with mates, but it definitely was a thing. I was like, I'll just jump on and do a couple of random races. I was never interested in doing it.
Because how many can you have in a race now? Up to 24 or something?
Something like that. Yeah.
That's cool.
Who's got 23 other friends who all own the next Switch to play the new Mario Kart game?
I mean, it's cool that that's even an option
Yeah.
of online. I mean, that's decent, but it's just never felt like that much of a game. It's one of those games where it was great if you had a sibling in the house who was going to play with you
Yeah.
as a kid, or when your mates came over.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, I never had any Nintendo consoles at the point at being a child where I'd really want to have Mario Kart. I was old enough for like, I know, I want a fighting game. I want something that's a bit more.
Mine, the only one I had would have been Mario. I had it on the DS, which was good because it was just the pair up and play sort of thing. When you were like doing local play, but I didn't have Mario Kart on the Wii. I just had all the other games that came out when the Wii came out.
You know
Yeah.
who did have Mario Kart on the Wii? James Charles.
Yes, James Charles definitely did have Mario Kart on the Wii.
But yeah, no, I mean, that's Switch thoughts. Interesting.
Do better, Nintendo.
Interesting.
There's stuff I'm going to get for it that will hopefully, make it worth it. But for now, yeah, definitely.
So at the moment, you would say, don't
If
get
you're
it.
thinking of getting a Switch, yeah, hold off for another couple of months until it has, if not longer, just because, yeah, it doesn't have a great library of games. At the
I
moment.
would say, as someone like me, I don't want one now. But if I was someone who wanted to get a Switch, I don't think it's too bad of an idea. I have an original launch Switch,
Yeah.
and I haven't really touched it and played heaps of the original Switch games.
If you,
So it might be worth it for that. But as someone who is an adamant Nintendo fan and they're playing all the stuff and is up to date, I don't think it's worth it at the moment.
No.
No.
There's not enough there to
Wait till it
warrant
goes on sale.
If,
Yeah,
if you're
if
not
you-
worried about money and you just got it and you just want to get it, that's fine.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's anything that's really a killer app yet.
Also, like, I know bunches of other people have talked about it. Their Nintendo Switch 2 Tour game, whatever it is, costing
yeah.
$15.
Yeah.
That's dumb. It should have been free. If you want a game that shows off the capabilities of your new console, you put it out there for
You
free.
play
Yeah,
Astro's Playroom.
Like Bloody Astro Playroom. I was just about to say that there's a reason people loved it and they turned it into a game and people fucking loved that.
Yeah.
That's why it won Game of the Year.
Yeah. All right. Well, speaking of Game of the Year, not Game of the Year, but same man, same face, same income, different super. Yep. Shout out. Summer Game Fest was on.
It was indeed.
So was State of Play.
Yep.
So was the Xbox Game Showcase. There was a lot of freaking games that got announced in the last few weeks.
Yeah.
Or last week, sorry.
Too many.
So I reckon we can try and speed run through these because we've been going for a while already. But I'll get him up on the screen now. Let's go through Summer Games Fest because I feel like this was the one that had the most new announcements.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Yeah.
I mean, I actually haven't watched any of the showcases. I've just looked at highlights of all of them.
I haven't watched it start to finish either.
There's just
Same,
been-
I've only seen little
There's
bits
been
and
so
pieces.
much on this week and just don't have time.
I haven't
unfortunately.
seen the State of Play at all. I've only glanced
You
over
not
the...
miss it. It's probably the weaker of the
Yes.
three by
Really?
far.
Okay.
Yeah, State of Play I think was more just showing off more stuff of already established games.
Death
Or-
Stranding and
yeah.
that stuff that we know it's coming soon.
Now, one question though.
One answer.
Did they also, during the State of Play, did they also announce the price drop?
No idea. Didn't look at it.
No, I did hear that there was a price drop for PlayStation, but
Yeah.
I didn't see
Which a lot of
anything
people are
besides a
saying
single
that
TikTok.
it's being done to kind of directly compete with the Switch 2 release.
They don't need
I was
to
just like,
compete.
yeah, they don't
I
need
don't
to.
think they need to, yeah.
Like, oh, it's sold out on all things. Well, yeah, that's just Nintendo
It's
being
in
Nintendo
its
doing
that part of
artificial
its life
scarcity
cycle
again.
where they can do that.
Yeah.
Like we're around that time. If,
I do find it odd that, like, only, what, 4 months ago, we had
Yeah.
a price increase to it.
well, it might be to combat that and realize that, oh, fuck, that didn't actually pay off as much as we wanted.
Okay.
I mean, they're still selling them, so...
I just did a quick look and I'm on foxbusiness.com.
Yeah, most
They
reliable source.
yep. They have announced that they'll be lowering the prices for the PlayStation 5 amid the Switch 2 release and Xbox console price hike. So
Oh, I didn't know.
whether or not it was just the PS5 going on sale a state of play week like they usually do for like days of play, and it's a bundle thing or whatnot. They'll be selling the PS5 console with Call of Duty 6 for $400 US at a $120 discount. So I don't know if it's even going to be in Australia, but
Yeah.
which US? Let's have a look.
But no, that's the only other thing. I didn't even hear that Xbox was going up in price.
I mean, if we could do a straight conversion, US to Australian is 613 Australian dollars for the digital, which is a pretty all right drop.
Yeah.
Not crazy, but I don't know.
Better than nothing.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's get into the Summerfest stuff. So, new Resident Evil got announced. I did watch this trailer. It doesn't really tell you much, besides the going back to Raccoon City.
Which is awesome.
Which is pretty cool. I won't lie, I would almost prefer if they don't do another FPS Resident Evil. They've been great. 7 and 8 are really good games. I would just like a third person one
I'm
again.
trying to remember like the parts of the trailer I saw, if there was even any actual gameplay.
I don't think so. I think it was all either engine
Because have they
or
announced if it's first person or third person?
No, I think it will be first person.
Okay.
But I don't think that they showed no gameplay.
I'd be really interested if they did it more of a like, they're not going to, but more of an open-ended survival. Because like we've been asking for a good survival zombie game for years, but
Yeah, something that's decent. Something
Being
that's like
able-
7 Days to Die, but way more polished.
because I mean, look, it's set in Raccoon City, so they've got the scavenging aspect.
Please say that
there.
again.
Raccoon City.
Please say that again.
What am I saying wrong?
emphasizing the wrong part of that word.
At no point was I.
You were.
You need to stop doing that.
Raccoon.
That's what I said.
No, you said raccoon.
Raccoon. Raccoon. Raccoon.
Whatever.
I was correct. I wasn't even meant to dig. You were just emphasizing the wrong part of it. I didn't say that.
But, you know, it's back there. I think it's going to be really cool. I'm definitely getting it. Resident Evil and Metal Gear are probably more Metal Gear, but they're my top two favorite games, franchises.
Even over Silent Hill?
Yeah, no, I'm not a massive Silent Hill fan. I've only played 2,
Okay.
just because it's Konami. Silent Hill 2 is a very good game.
It is.
I've played like 45 minutes of the VR version of Resident Evil, and that's it.
I'd actually need to get it on VR, because I've got the VR.
I think, what was it? Not Biohazard. What was the other one? Maybe it was Biohazard.
Biohazard is Resident Evil 8.
Yeah.
No, 7, sorry. Because 7, it is, it's flipped. For us,
Yeah, because their game's called Biohazard.
so
isn't
in
it?
Japan, Resident Evil was called Biohazard, and yeah, and for us, it's called Resident Evil. So what they did was really cool. Yep, there is a Biohazard. That's a whole point of 7. So for us, the subtitle is Biohazard, and then for them, it's
It's Resident
Biohazard,
Evil.
and then the subtitle's Resident Evil because
There is an evil resident. Yeah.
well, or you're in a residence.
Yes.
That's evil. That's why it was originally called that here, because you're in the Spencer Mansion, which is the exact same thing. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to this. Resident Evil has really, I think they had one of the best comebacks in a gaming franchise in a long time.
Yeah, I can think. Oh no, I can't. I could think of a couple others if you gave me time.
Because you got
But
to think, this is
in
9.
recent memory,
Resident
yeah.
Evil 9. What game series is up to 9 that people aren't getting fatigued of?
I mean, it's mainly sports and racing titles, but they're
But it's
definitely
the
getting
same,
fatigued
yeah.
of them. Yeah.
Because I mean, and also there is a 1,000,000,001 spin-offs to this series.
Yeah.
Even if we just want to go like, there's technically 10 like mainline games. One of them just isn't title numbered, and that's Code Veronica. But they've
Isn't
done a
it-
really good job.
Isn't it subtitled Resident Evil 0?
No, that's Resident Evil 0. It's a different game,
Oh, okay.
which I actually forgot about 0, which is a mainline, so technically 11 then.
Yeah.
I
But
was hoping they were going to, when they saw this announcement, I kind of hoped it was going to be like a big collection.
I would like a collection.
So then I can sit there and buy one thing and then play it all on either the same console
you
or...
can't really. I mean, you can. You can nearly play every Resident Evil. If you went upstairs
to our second floor office.
to the second floor to the PlayStation, I have it there. I think I could literally give you Resident Evil 1 Remake, Resident Evil 2 Remake, Resident Evil 3 Remake, Resident Evil 4 Remake, Resident Evil 5, Resident Evil 6, 7, 8, 9 on one console.
Interesting.
They're all on there, yeah.
Yeah, I just don't have to pay for them all.
Well,
Which is
which
I'm
Game
happy
Pass.
to.
They're probably on Game Pass, honestly.
Yeah, actually, I haven't checked Game Pass.
They very well could be. Should we move on?
After he struggles to breathe.
Sorry, I was dying. I have shit in my throat, so now I have eucalyptus drops in my throat. But yeah, no, Resident Evil, keen for that.
Yeah. I want to see a little bit more before I get too hyped, but yeah, low-key hyped.
They've been great for the last
Yeah.
like 10 plus years. Like I'm very confident they'll be good. Stranger Than Heaven.
I do not recall
I didn't
seeing
see
this
anything
one.
on that.
Oh, actually, I didn't see much on it. This is the new game by Ryogoku. Oh, what is it? Actually, there's a symbol.
Is it the fighting one, or is it...
Ryogoku or whatever. Sorry, I did 5 years of Japanese. I can't pronounce shit anymore. It's the Yakuza people.
Oh, okay.
New game by them, just like Judgment and Yakuza Pirates. Like it'll probably be similar. They always make great games. It'll probably be fairly good.
Yep.
Scott Pilgrim EX.
Good idea.
So has anyone looked at this at all?
I had a very quick look at the trailer. There's something about, bouncing between different worlds or dimensions or something.
So is it a new game?
Yes, from what I can tell.
All right.
Well, from what the
Because
trailer showed, it
Scott
looks like...
Pilgrim, that first game that came out like in 2008 or something. It was
a
when
long time
or the
ago.
9. It was when the movie came out.
I thought it was before the movie, but...
I don't know, but it was it was a lost game for so many years. It's on Xbox Live and they delisted it randomly and you couldn't get it for so long.
Yeah.
All right. Mina and the Hollower. Anyone know what this is?
I do not, but not exactly...
Yeah, I don't care enough.
Yeah,
thrilled
the
with
art
those
style's
style.
not cool enough to warrant
Honestly,
any interest.
it looks
Yeah.
like someone that's like, cool, it's probably an indie title and all this other blah, blah, blah. They're probably just chasing, clout
whatever,
from looking
yeah.
like, hey, this is going to be the next big Undertale, Deltarune, whatever. And it's just like, no, you don't have the pedigree to go there yet.
All right, Lego Voyages. A new 2-player co-op adventure that all about building spaceships, experimenting, and friendship.
This would be cool.
Let me just skip through this trailer real quick. What's
I think a
this?
Lego game would be nice.
I have a feeling it's going to be...
Better not be Duplo.
No, it's going to be one of those things where it's going to be cool for all of 10 minutes, like playing with a friend, and then you're never going to touch it again.
Very strange. I don't know why that's coming through there at the moment, but oh well. Well, I mean, interesting.
Would be if it was always that other game, the Kerbal Space Program.
Yeah.
Cabal.
If it was
yeah.
like that, but with like Lego, and you got to build ships out of Lego, that would be quite cool.
Yes.
We need a cool Lego game like that. We build things and then it actually,
Yeah.
unlike the Lego
Because I was about to
Fortnite.
say, if this is a co-op one, this would be like a good couples game.
Yeah,
Which, something like this would be cool, I reckon, is that idea.
depends what the age it's aimed at for.
Yeah, if it's
like,
going to be for like, hey, a parent
Those two
and a
characters,
kid can
they
play
do
it together.
look very Duplo-ish. All right. A new Onimusha. Was this already announced?
We saw it back during the Game Awards.
Yes,
They
we
released
did.
an
All right,
Onimusha.
so just a bit more info about it. That's cool.
I still want to know, like, is it an actual new entry or is it the remaster?
I thought it was a new entry. I thought that was the whole thing.
I don't know, because I thought, like, I'd seen stuff about a remaster, so I want to know, is it a remaster or
No.
is it a new entry?
There was another remastered game, similar name that we saw at the Game Awards, but this was a separate, like a second version of the game or whatever it is.
All right. Mafia: The Old Country. Everything I've seen about this looked really cool. Like, really cool. So I'm probably going to pick this up. I'll probably get it on PC, actually.
Yeah.
Just because I feel like those games can look pretty nice.
Yeah.
How all the other Mafia games on Xbox? On Game Pass at the moment?
I don't know. I don't have Game Pass.
That's right.
I'm so surprised you don't have Game Pass.
He doesn't want subscription services, even though all the games he's buying are on Game Pass.
Okay, so I got my new PC. I wanted to stress test it. I'm like, what can I do? I jump on Game Pass. There's like 1,000 brand new games. I was like, okay, I'm just going to download Doom. Like the newest Doom. And like all this. I think it's infinitely worth it for PC.
Maybe, but I enjoy owning the games I buy.
Yeah, but you play so many games, you just end up filling hard drives worth of stuff you're not using. You could play that game for a month and go, cool, I liked it, I'm not going to play it again, and then just download another game.
Yeah, you don't.
Which I could do that anyway.
Yeah, but you're paying full price for them when you could pay $15 a month.
I think you're looking at Game Pass the wrong way. You're acting as if it's the only way you're going to play games. Game Pass is good as a supplementary thing, and you still buy the games that you want to keep. Like last night I went and bought some games on Steam. There's certain games that will probably be on Game Pass that I'm going to buy on Steam.
Yeah, same thing with Oblivion was on, the remake was on Game Pass for nothing.
I know.
And I bought it full price on PlayStation the day it came out.
Same. Because it was like, I want this, probably something I'm going to mod later on, do XYZ thing. Just makes it easier. But Game Pass is great for I was maybe going to check out Doom later on. Oh, it's free. I may as well go play it. Play a little bit of that. Fun. Same with Starfield. I'm going to play it for a bit, see how I like it, then I'll probably buy it on Steam for that mod.
And if it's good, cool. You can just keep playing it and like what Tom said, buy it. But if it's garbage, you haven't wasted $80 and you're like...
I can already refund it though, even if I buy it on Steam.
Yeah, but I like how Steam do their 2-hour thing or whatever. 2 hours isn't long enough to know if you enjoy a game.
Yeah,
Depends on how bad the game is.
I would agree with you, like a lot of long form games. Yes, I agree. But honestly, if I can't tell within 2 hours if I'm going to like a game or not, it's the same sort of argument that I give to people who used to tell me, oh, the Final Fantasy games only really get good about 13 hours in. It's like, cool, that means I have to slog through 13 hours of just crap to get to the good part? No, thank you.
I disagree. I am with you for stuff like that. 13 hours, that's ridiculous. Or people saying, oh, One Piece gets good 400 episodes in or whatever the fuck it is. No, that's not a good excuse. No. Even if it's a great story, it's obviously not great enough to be good from the start. But I played 3-4 hours of Metal Gear Solid 3 for the first time and hated it. Absolutely hated it. It is now one of, if not my favorite game of all time. Okay. So I gave it another go.
And like I said this the other night, I go, hey, are you going to pick this game up? Because no, I've got too many other games to play. Like, but you're always just playing the same games. You could put those away, get on Game Pass for a month. I'm pretty sure it's $1 for the first month.
Yes, it is. And
check out the library and go, that's cool, I'll play it. And next minute, if you just get the base Game Pass, it's like, what, $13?
Something like that. My one, I've got Ultimate. I think it's $24 a month.
And that works on, I think, Cloud and then also...
Cloud, PC, and Xbox.
Yeah.
I have too many games to play right now.
What was the last
game that I own?
What was the last game you played?
The last game I played would have been Mario Kart.
Not on that. Not on that.
On your PC.
On my PC was Fallout 76. Talked to you last night.
Yeah. What's the most current game other than Mario World have you bought that you've played? That's not sitting in a backlog you've had for 6 months that you haven't touched.
Oblivion.
Okay, so that's one game. What about keep going? Keep listing games.
What have I got installed there right now? I've got Enshrouded, Oblivion. I've got Cyberpunk that I've been meaning to pick up. Dragon Ball Z's still on there. Space Marine's still on there.
So these games you've bought that are all pretty pricey games, you haven't touched really yet. How much
I've
of like
Space Marine?
Yeah, Space Marine wasn't a very long story though.
Oh no, but
you got Cyberpunk. Have you finished Oblivion?
No.
Yeah.
I've been doing all the side stuff first.
Yeah, so I haven't done any of the main missions.
Yeah.
But if you're paying full price for all these games and you're playing a little bit and then you're coming back.
I didn't pay a cent for Oblivion. I got it for free.
I'm using not that in particular, the other games that you've listed.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've paid those full money for those games and you've maybe played. You finished some, you haven't played a lot of them. If you pay $15 a month,
I'll be completely honest. I rarely pay full price for the stuff I play.
We don't condone piracy here, bro.
Not through piracy, no. Because you can sell stuff through Steam, quite often I can use that to supplement whatever I'm purchasing.
What are you selling in Steam regularly?
I mean, the most regular thing would be
TF2 hats?
No. Just the gameplay cards and that.
Do you really make enough of money off that?
If it's for either games that not many people play anymore or games that are brand new and people are trying to complete the set, yes. Depending on the card, particularly if it's a foil card, you can get like $5-6 per card.
I've never understood the playing card thing on Steam, honestly.
It doesn't make a huge amount of sense, I'll agree, but yeah.
I didn't know there was a card thing.
You would. You collect them every single time you play games on Steam.
Is that like the achievements?
No, it's like you go
When-
into your inventory and you'll have all these playing cards. You 100% would have seen them before.
Maybe. I haven't really looked into Steam.
Like the amount of time you play a game, it's a
have a
Steam game, you just get them randomly.
Yeah, you'll like say if a game has 10 cards available, by
Do you know
buying
how,
it, you can earn up to 4 cards for free.
Well, I only just realized Steam had points, so I went through and bought a new thing for my profile.
Yeah, that's a bit weird.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Resident Evil 4's on sale. That's cool.
Should get that. All right, we're getting
we were talking about Mafia.
backtracked. Okay.
It looks
Next
good.
game, yeah.
Yeah, but
Mafia looks good.
Inventory.
Next game, The New Lies of P. Obviously did good enough for there to be a sequel.
it's DLC.
Oh, is it DLC?
Yeah,
Are you sure?
it says below it.
Oh, okay. No, you're completely right. No, I just thought the way they've been pushing this really seemed like it was a new game.
Do you mean these things?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. No idea.
if you don't want them, I'll take them.
No, don't give it to him.
No, I can sell them now, so fuck you.
All right, the other thing is Dying Light the Beast.
Yeah, we finally got a proper trailer for it.
I haven't watched it.
I thought this was, for the longest time, just a DLC. It's
It
a
was
new
meant-
game.
it was meant to be-
I saw that.
Yeah. I haven't watched this yet because I've been waiting for it. It was supposed to be out already, I think, but they've just kept pushing it back.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was meant to be just DLC for the second one. They go, we've got enough here to make a full game. And they've just turned it into a full game with all 4-player
See,
co-op
I
and stuff
got
again.
told it was originally DLC for the following, or whatever it was.
The first game?
Yeah.
No idea. I just knew
No.
that it was meant to be DLC because it's running on the new engine for that 2 brought out. So it should be good because it goes back to the original guy.
Yeah,
Carl
Carl
story.
Crane.
Yeah.
So from what I have seen, this actually reminds me of that Far Cry game that I talked about a few weeks ago. Instincts.
Yes.
Because he's got all abilities now or something.
Yeah, because I think
He's
the
getting
whole
experimented on.
Yeah, because at the end of the first game, he supposedly dies, or there's another ending, or whatever the hell it's meant to be, and then he just gets experimented on because he's infected, but he's not
Yeah, I
taking
thought
to
it
the
was.
infection.
I thought it was that he stopped taking the.
Anison or whatever it is.
Yeah, he stopped taking that, and then he got infected by some, not a volatile, but like some other special zombie. I thought it
No
was.
idea. There's a lot of lore, but you start the game and you get infected, and then you've got to keep topping up, and you have like freakouts and stuff. I think they just experiment him on him, and he turns into one of the beasts or whatever, and then it's him going back and getting revenge. So
Yeah, so it's set like 28 years later or something like a long
it's a
time
good
later.
name for a movie.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's out this week, I think.
Did you know they're making 3 of them?
Off the back of the original 2, and now this new one.
So,
28 days.
So
28
no.
years, or
Wait.
weeks,
No.
28
So
years?
yeah, just to clarify them. Yeah, 28 years later is coming out.
Yep.
They're doing a part 2 and 3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's
which I didn't know about, and I saw.
I just realized 28 days is a completely different thing as well.
Danny Boyle has
yes, Brock.
he said that the first movie is this one that's obviously coming out.
Yeah.
They're making a second one, and if this one and the second one do well, they're making a third one. And Cillian Murphy's in the second and the third one.
That I did hear because there's a zombie in the first trailer
that
they
looks
released
like-
that looks like him.
Looks like him, yeah.
Yeah, and then they're like, no, he'll be in the other one. So
All right, well, yeah,
Cool.
Dying Light looks good. Did we have a date for this?
no, I don't think so. It was meant to be
arrives
out.
22nd of August,
Perfect.
so we do.
I can't see that far down the screen.
Okay, yeah. I think I'll definitely be getting this, and again
Oh, yeah.
on PC.
For sure.
This will be a good one for the boys to play.
Provided that they actually do proper co-op again.
Yeah, there is. It's 4-player.
It's
but you're
4-player.
all Carl Crane in the co-op, so you all have
Oh,
the
so
same.
the same as the original
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're all the main character except cutscenes go funky.
That's
So,
all right. I played the first one co-op, and that was really fun to play
Yes.
together.
Took
It
me
was.
8 years to get the platinum for that game.
All right.
Service can hold it.
Code Vein 2. I've seen some stuff this game. Yeah, cool. Nothing too crazy for me. Not saying it's bad, just not my thing.
Why is his
had-
heart on his back? Is that part of the lore that I don't know?
Possibly. I didn't play the original. I know a lot of people liked it, but yeah,
Oh.
it just looked like more of the same out at the same time.
Mortal Shell 2. Didn't people really love this first one?
I don't remember the original Mortal Shell.
I do. I remember that the cover's very similar to that picture there.
What is it again?
Souls-like, I'm pretty
I thought
sure.
so. Well, let me skim through this
Every other
trailer.
game seems to be Souls-like these days.
Yeah, they really are pushing it.
I think it's got a bit more Bloodborne-esque to it, so it's not as...
I don't know about the music choice with the trailer. I get the idea though. That looks cool enough. It's giving me a little bit of Wukong vibes, honestly.
I did think that.
Oh, a big snail. That's cool. I like it. It's got a big snail in it.
Ah, maybe that's what the mortal shell is.
Oh, snail shell. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's cool. I mean, like,
They
Not
must have
dying
done
to
well
play
to get a
that.
second one. So.
yeah. All right. Well,
I mean, it's going to need a little bit more to actually pique my interest. so-
Atomic Heart 2.
Did
Yeah.
the first one
Thoughts
just
on
come
this?
out?
No, the first one came out like 2 or 3 years ago. It came out, I think, 3 years ago.
No.
Um,
I've just been seeing a lot on it recently. Maybe I'm thinking of this one.
I tried to play Atomic Heart. I couldn't get through much of it. It felt boring to me.
It's a very Russian-esque game.
It's a Russian game.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, like, every single part of its style. Like, very similar how Stalker 2, like, you can tell it's not made by, like, a Western audience.
Yes.
It's a
Stalker, yeah, you're right. Stalker
Same
never-
with this.
yeah.
It's...
Yes, it is, but it just felt, there was time, it got really boring.
Yeah.
Like, I remember, like, some of the environments I was in, it's like, I just couldn't get through it. It's like, this is, whatever, it's not engaging enough.
Yeah.
I have it.
I might have
need
need to go
play
through it a bit further, though.
I haven't started yet. It is one of the other ones that I have currently installed that I haven't started playing yet.
I think it's also
Crazy
Game
what you
Pass.
could do with a $15 subscription.
All right.
Oh, before we skip over that,
Yeah.
that's probably going to come up when we do the Xbox Game Showcase. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4
Yes.
demo is on Game Pass now, so we can play it.
I didn't know that. I did just see the
Founders
new
demo.
trailer.
That's cool.
There was a new trailer or part of a trailer where they
Can't play it. Fuck yeah.
officially announced, he'd already been announced that he's coming back, but officially announced Bam was in the game.
I did. I saw the video for him
Yeah.
doing the body
Really?
scan.
Yeah, I saw that ages ago.
Yeah.
But, so, did you hear the story about that? So,
Yeah, you told me at work, I think.
yeah,
No,
so.
we talked about it on a previous episode of the podcast because of his brother. Correct?
Nope,
No.
you've missed a whole thing here. No, you are
No,
correct.
You're
but
thinking of when we're talking about CKY.
Yeah.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm
Okay.
talking about with Pro Skater. So with the new Pro Skater, you're an idiot. With the new Pro Skater, the trailer came out and Bam's not in it. Everyone's like, why the fuck's Bam not in it? Bam was in Pro Skater 3 and 4, and then in the Underground games, he was in it. And in the
Massive part
second
of the
one,
Underground
he is one of, if not the main character, basically,
Yeah.
besides your player character. So they're like, where is Bam? It's because of all the drama with him going on. Apparently, Tony Hawk went to them and was like, hey, you're putting him in the game. He's so much better now. You need to put him in the game. Like, really last minute. I was like, come on. Like, everyone wants him in the game. Put him in the game. So they've just rush jobbed and put him in the game. So they scanned him all up, and apparently he's doing way better now. And yeah, he's fully in the game. He looks like he does now. Like, so he looks older, which is, I think, kind of cool that these remakes, these characters are still in the game, but they look how they do now.
Yeah.
And then, of course, it's playing 96 quite bitter beings when he's going around. He's going, do-do-do-do-do-do. It's hectic.
they also added Michelangelo,
Yeah.
Ninja Turtle,
Ninja Turtle.
Yeah.
and who else is in it?
People getting angry about that.
Doom, the Doom Slayer.
Doom guy,
isn't it?
yeah, that got announced a little bit ago, yeah. But people getting angry that Michelangelo is in it, and it's like, bro, so just tell me you didn't play the original games. You could go around as Spider-Man, as Darth Maul,
Yeah,
as Shrek. Like,
yeah.
the games are very fun.
yeah. All right.
An Underground 1 and 2 remake would go unbelievably hard though.
Yeah, just give it time.
Yeah.
All right, The Cube.
Yeah, The Cube, done by the same guys who do
Say that
Atomic
again.
Heart. Done by the same
No,
guy.
the name
The
of the
C
game.
word.
The Cube,
Okay, you said it right that time. He said The Cube.
whatever.
I am Optimus Prime.
It's set in the same universe as Atomic Heart. It's by the same developer.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay.
It's, from what I saw, it's going to be more of an MMO style. first-person
Okay,
shooter.
yep.
I've already got one of those at the moment for the next 12 months.
Ill. Survival horror game. Didn't look at much about that. We'll skip that.
I'm actually quite psyched for that one.
Well, didn't say anything, so I don't know. What is it? Is it good?
Think like
Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. This is the one you're hyped for.
Mostly hyped, as long as they fix the controls.
As long as they give me back my goddamn jet and his hoverboard.
Yes. Extreme Gear's been confirmed for it. Jet's in it.
But it's been confirmed, baby.
This is the thing I have an issue with, though.
They've got Hatsune Miku. They've got SpongeBob.
Miku was in one of the old ones, wasn't she?
I don't recall her being in any of the ones I played.
I feel like Miku was in it, and it was one of the ones where they had like 2 or 3 random characters, and she was one.
No, I think you're thinking Ulala from Space Channel 5.
No, I know what Ulala looks like.
Okay. I want to
She's
see
from the not Mega Drive, from the Dreamcast.
Yes.
I know. No, I'm not thinking Ulala.
So
I could be wrong though.
Have we confirmed that the boards are like this? You know how you have like the flight sections in the Mario games?
No, the boards are just going to be their own vehicle.
I guess that's all right then.
Oh, they got Joker as well from Persona. I mean, it'll make sense.
They've also got Ninja Turtles in it.
Really?
Yes.
The cars just don't look quick. I mean, I know this is like a gameplay demo sort of thing. They don't look like they have speed.
No.
Even with boosted things and stuff. That looks quick.
My problem with it is they all feel very floaty when I tried the alpha. As long as they can get it back to like where it actually feels like the car is an actual vehicle driving on the track and not just like floating around.
Minecraft, Steve.
Yeah, has Steve and Alex in it.
I'm going to be completely honest. I feel like this looks like a way more fun racing game than Mario Kart.
Yes.
It just sucks that it's Sonic Racing. It should be just Sega Racing.
Yeah, Sonic's the showrunner though. Like
I get it, but
they tried it with like Sega Superstars Tennis or whatever it was, and it didn't sell as well.
You know, that's exactly my point. No one wants to play a tennis game other than that 1 or 2 people.
Silk.
Yeah.
All right. Next one.
Tennis is boring.
Nicktoons and the Dice of Destiny.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, let's skip that. End of Abyss.
Well, that's got a cool vibe to it. I can't read what it says, but yeah.
Yeah, I have not watched this one.
Epic
either.
Games Publishing presents. It's only a minute. Let's watch the whole thing.
UE5 maybe?
Probably.
You would hope so
9.
at this point.
You would, but there's something coming up when we do Xbox that I want to mention that does piss me off beyond belief.
Ooh, interesting.
Oh, here's this message. It's like Marvin the Martian from that little when you're walking across the bridge.
This is giving me Alien Swarm flashbacks.
Yeah. All right, so it's looking like a top-down.
Oh, but it's like a. Oh, it's a hand.
That gives me very. What was the game?
Oh, you know what? This could be cool. Like just how that little bit of combat there feels like sort of a roguelike. Like that could be fun.
It was a game I played not too long ago. I think it was a PlayStation 5 exclusive.
Oh, GLaDOS.
The game that we skipped over before, Ill, that I wanted to talk about, same sort of body horror as what we just saw there, where like things are fused together and it's like big creatures made out of hands and whatnot.
Oh yeah.
Same sort of stuff, except it's very much it looks like Resident Evil 7 first-person shooter style, but like tight corners and like very close impact sort of stuff.
Did either of you play Resident Evil 7?
No.
So it's an amazing game. The only thing I really didn't like about it is the enemies. Majority of the enemies are the mold.
Yeah.
And they're just like big blobs, basically, like people-looking things. That's one thing that's a bit of a pet peeve to me is when enemy designs are super bland and it's the same thing repeated. It can suck so much out of a game for me. I don't know why.
Yeah, it needs variation.
And just even a little bit. Just a little bit of variation.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like, it's one thing where they're all just mooks and there's a reason why they all look the same when it's like, hey, these are mass-produced robots.
Yeah.
Cool. Kind of understand it for the mold where it'd be like, it's just mold, reanimated, whatever, blah, blah, blah. More individuality would be nice though.
Yeah.
Where you can have things like, oh, that one's you know, you can still see part of the face.
And you can still
that one, you can
cut
still
corners.
see clothing.
You can still cut corners with it. I mean, like, for example, I think one of the best rosters of enemies in game is like Halo. And it's basically just going to be, there's like 4 or 5 types and then just a stronger one of each one. That gives me enough. Like, that's enough for me.
Change the color, add a little bit quicker speed or a little bit more health.
Yeah, see, that just goes back to like palette swapping though, where it was like early Zelda games, where it was like, cool, this is a stronger version of that. And Doom, original Doom, where it was like, this is a stronger version of that, just a different color.
But I mean, like, a grunt plays different to a jackal, plays different to an elite, plays different to a hunter.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying
also,
that.
with Doom, they had different attack patterns and different abilities in different ways. So if it was like one of the commandos, they're going to shoot you. If it's one of the Hell Knights, they're going to if it's an imp, they're going to throw a fireball.
Enemies though.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
One where like you had like 3 different classes of the commando. Because you had the normal one right at the start of the game, and then like mid-tier game you had one that was a different color and stronger. Same with Halo, where you've got like the elites and that, and then they have different colors denoting what rank they are.
I'm happy with that.
And some of them are stronger than others.
I'm happy with that if there is other variation as well. If it's just that, no, that's shit. But if it's that, and there's 4 or 5 other enemy types, and they've all got these variation levels, I'm more than happy with that. All right, let's get on to the next thing, so we need to get going. Marvel Cosmic Invasion.
I think this is an existing game that is introducing She-Hulk.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know if it's the card game, or maybe that might be Marvel Snap, but
I mean, it says underneath.
I can't see the underneath part. There's
Comic Invasion. Okay. All right. Wu-Tang Rise of the Deceiver. Bro, I want to watch this. Wu-Tang ain't nothing to fuck with.
God, no.
What is this? Wu-Tang's been a bit underground for a while.
Yeah.
It's a really cool game in the like
Def Jam?
Yeah, Def Jam.
Yeah.
That could be cool.
Rip and piece all dirty.
Where is the Wu-Tang Clan?
Murder mystery?
Wait, you gotta find Wu-Tang?
Find them.
I kind of rate that if this is gonna be like it.
The music in this game is going
Gotta be hectic.
It is very good.
So they've even got Cream in the background. Oh yeah, that actually looks, if that was just like a platformer, like,
very stylized.
yeah.
My problem with those sort of games is when it has that look of like, hey, it's a cell shaded style, cool. That never goes out of style, honestly. Cell shading is awesome. When it has that feel of low frame rate though, that kind of throws me off.
Yeah. I don't mind it if the character is a different frame rate to the rest of the world, so it gives you a cool, distinct style.
Yep.
But if it's just a bit off, I don't like it.
No.
Chrono Odyssey, you MMORPG. Oh, I'm gonna skip that. Felt that.
It's a
Boxing.
VR game that looks sick.
VR game where you're fighting Muppets, is it?
You are a Muppet fighting other Muppets.
Well, I
from
thought
what
as
saw.
much. That's cool. I don't mind. That's a bit different. Yeah, I was just talking about Jeff Keighley's love of Muppets. That makes sense. Out of Worlds.
That's a bit on the nose.
Yeah.
Out of Words, sorry.
Oh, okay, don't worry.
Oh, it's stop motion.
Oh, I wonder who's going to love this game.
I don't know who you mean, sorry.
Liv.
Oh, yes. Yes, she will actually. Yeah, co-op adventure, yeah. Yeah. No, that's...
And neither character can talk.
I do enjoy when games decide to do things like this. I always find they're not very long though.
No.
Because it's this
like
is
more
really
experience.
Cool. The proof of concept. You're playing like maybe 3 hours of gameplay and they're like, that took us 7.5 years to make.
The reverse of that though is if they go any longer, it starts to feel samey, they run out of ideas, it starts to feel empty. Yeah. Whereas if they keep it to a shorter, more tighter experience, it's something that you always look back on like, oh, that was so good. Kind of wish it was longer. 2 years later, oh, they're doing a sequel. Awesome. Yes. You're more likely to buy their sequel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Infestimals. Anyone see what this was?
Infinitesimals.
I don't fucking care. You're right though. One thing I'm saying, there's a lot of games by Epic, not by Epic
published
by Epic.
Yeah.
That's the third one I've noticed. There's probably more, honestly.
This is a bit also
This-
on the nose.
A little bit weird, but
Yeah.
old mate coming to
Le Chief.
the chief, who is Mads Mikkelsen, is coming to
Yeah, they're doing a new level for it.
Hitman. Yeah,
Which I guess would kind of make sense because I'm pretty sure the same studio behind Hitman just announced their 007 game.
well, I was about to say, I was like, I thought I saw him on stage. I didn't know what it was for. I thought it was for the 007 game, which we'll talk about that later. We
Yeah.
need to get through these quick. So, Wildgate, that looks like it's a
Yeah.
hero
some
shooter that I don't
spacey
care
thing.
about. Arc Raiders.
Yeah, that's the big one that a lot of people are psyched for.
That's the one
Yeah.
I got the beta, the test key for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was great. I don't really like extraction shooters. The vibe, the enemies, the weapons, the whole world was just sick.
This might be one that I actually put money down for.
Yeah. Well, that
I
might
don't
be.
know if it's free or not though. I don't know if they've had any mention of like free to play or whatnot. Because the skins, it's the same company that did the finals, and all the skins in the finals are ridiculously high quality. They'd make their money on that
Yeah.
so quick.
Yeah, well, they
Yeah.
might then. All right. Deadpool VR.
Kind of cool.
Kind of cool.
I
Not
didn't-
don't know for me to actually
Yeah,
go. I'm
I don't know
looking
if I'm
forward
gonna
to it.
get it. I saw a little bit of stuff. I don't know if there's enough of the Neil Patrick Harris as Deadpool though.
Good option. I
Yeah.
like that
Really?
voice.
Yes. He's done some weird stuff like that before.
They didn't grab Ryan Reynolds to do it.
No, he wouldn't want to do it. He wouldn't get paid enough. He loves Deadpool if he gets enough money for it.
Neil Patrick Harris has done a few comic
Yeah.
iterations. I think he
Yeah.
did Nightwing in the old
Yeah.
DCAU
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, I was about to say
do
he did
really,
do Nightwing.
really
And-
like him. He was Toymaker in Doctor Who as well. He's
He also did the Riddler in one of the animated DC shows.
yes.
The Harley Quinn show, maybe. I don't know. He did one
Maybe.
of them.
That show actually wasn't bad.
No, it was pretty entertaining.
I think you might be right. I'm picturing his. Well, I'm imagining.
Picturing
his
his voice.
Killer
yeah.
In. Do we know about this one?
It's a murder mystery. You play as one side's the wolves, the other side's the sheep. You got to try and deduce who is who. So you got
Okay.
to try and figure out who you can trust.
Is it a party game, like a
It's for-
multiplayer game?
I think for 12 players, yeah.
Ooh, that could be cool.
All right, so that was all of Summer Game Fest. We still need to get through two more.
PlayStation, I reckon we can skip and just do
I
that.
reckon we quickly do PlayStation just to see if there was anything.
Yeah, okay.
So there was.
Oh, yes.
Oh yes, I was about to say, this has been a big upstir. Token Fighting Souls, Marvel Token Fighting Souls. So is this the one? Yes. This has caused a lot of drama in a good way. People are thinking Capcom are fucking pissed because they've Arc System Works, who do like Guilty Gear and stuff like that, and now doing a Marvel fighting game. Marvel's always done their fighting games
Yeah, the
through Capcom for like nearly
versus-
30 years
yeah.
or something like that. I think, I'm not an expert in this, I think this is the first one they're doing without it, and it looks fucking amazing from the trailer. I think like everyone was really hyped for it.
Everyone thought it was going to be Marvel vs. Capcom.
Everyone thought it was. It looked really. I mean, I'm not
Yeah.
a massive fighting game fan, but people were like, this looks really fun because people have not liked the last like 3 or 4 Marvel.
Yeah.
Or I don't know how many, but the last
Capcom fighting
Marvel
series,
fighting.
yeah.
Yeah,
Marvel games are on a winning streak, though. Rivals this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Marvel
Fighting game
games
wasn't too
do
bad.
good when the developer just gets to do whatever they want.
But do you think we're going to get to a point where they're like oversaturated soon?
To an extent, yes, but like Marvel Rivals doesn't have all the big heroes in it yet. They've picked a lot of weird ones out of the comics.
Also,
So will this, I reckon.
they're doing all different types of genres.
I
Fighting
know they're
game,
all,
hero
yeah,
shooter.
I know
like
they're doing
story,
all different
yeah.
types of genres, but I mean, like,
There's enough there. I think they're
I'd
going to
say
be fine.
Mario's oversaturated completely. And
Yeah,
it's
but
done all
Mario,
different types of
the
genres.
whole company's been relying on a single plumber
Yeah.
for a long time. There's so much in that universe.
Yeah, like they've got Ghost Rider, they've got
Yeah.
Ms. Marvel and all that sort of stuff in the launch trailer. That's massive.
I'm excited for this.
Final Fantasy Tactics Returns is just like
Yeah.
a remake of Final Fantasy Tactics.
I don't know why this was announced during the state of play, because this is coming to all consoles.
Oh, well, it's just they just got
Final
the thing
Fantasy,
for it.
PlayStation, I like this.
Yeah. All right. Luminous is back. Whatever. I don't know what it is. Capcom's Pragma
Let's say
finally
Capcom's
coming.
pregnant.
Yeah.
Pragmata.
I've seen so many trailers for this over the last like
Yeah, I think
6 years, I'm going to say.
I saw. Did I see this one? No, I didn't.
This is it's a brand new trailer because the last one I remember was the guy defending the girl like while she's drawing on the ground, and then like he grabs her and they run off, and the camera focuses in, and it's just saying delayed until such and such. That was the last trailer that I saw. This is a completely new one.
Okay. All
Never
right.
heard of
Well, next one, Neo 3. People like those Neo games. I've never played them.
I played a little bit of 2.
I heard they're good.
Yeah.
I heard that there's a little bit that needs to be polished, but they're really fun, great games. So that's a good thing to come out. Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection.
Could go very hard.
I think I'll be getting this just because there is some really fun games on this. Because I think, what's it go up to? It goes up to... Oh, I think, is it only the original 3? I thought it was up to like...
I think I'll scroll back where it says that their classic titles one.
Oh, it's got all the versions of them.
There was no template to make the games.
That's cool. They did
It's a
roll
bit
back
of the
net
Wild
code.
West.
That's
Go
always
back-
been a big thing.
Go back further. Because it announced something
Console and handheld editions.
further.
Most complete ever. Oh, they got question marks. Okay, maybe they haven't announced all the games in this. If this has like Annihilation, Armageddon, all those like Xbox era games,
Yeah.
um,
know if
everything prior to Mortal Kombat 9, which is the reboot one that they did like in 2011 or whatever, that would be sick. I'd be really
It
keen
would
for
also
it.
be cool if they did the spin-off titles, like the one where you could play as Liu Kang and what's the
Yeah,
monk?
Shaolin Monks or
Yeah.
whatever it was, yeah. Don't have to do the Sub-Zero one, that was shit. All right, Silent Hill F got a date, 25th of September. That's cool.
Yes.
First one not set in Silent Hill, isn't it?
First one not set in America.
Yeah.
All right, next one. There's a new Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater trailer. Ben sent me this and I said, I'm not watching it. Deliberately not watching anything from this game because I'm going to get too hyped.
So is this the next one in the story, or is this like what is this?
Metal Gear Solid, it's just remaking Metal Gear Solid 3, this game.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and Snake Eater is the first one chronologically.
Yeah.
So that's why they're doing it, because you can jump in here. Because if they end up doing a Metal Gear Solid 1 or 2, that's after this.
Yeah, because that's why I was like, I looked at it, I was like, I don't know if this is next in line. It's a remaster or a remake. I had no idea.
No.
And then you were like, I'm not watching it, and I was like, okay, I just won't ask any questions. And
Yeah, I just don't want to see the gameplay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what I saw, I was very impressed.
Yes, I've seen stuff before, and I heard a few things that apparently they're keeping a lot of the animations from the original game,
They did look very
like the mocap and things like that.
They not static, but I know what you mean.
No. And there's some people saying, oh, why'd they do that? That is a lot of the character of that game.
Yeah.
And it was one of the first games that I think was like professionally mocapped, but it's got that weird
the jank.
jank about it, but in a good way.
Was that the Ape Escape one?
This one? Yeah, this had Ape Escape, that Ape Escape mode or whatever. All right, a new Bloodstained. Have you ever played Bloodstained?
No.
It is just Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
That's cool.
It's by the same guy. He developed it.
Just the same without the IP.
Yes, because he doesn't own it, because it's Konami.
Yeah.
It's a sequel one, this one. I did not see the trailer. I just heard that there was a new Bloodstained. I played a fair bit of it. It was pretty fun. Like, it honestly pretty
It
fun.
definitely doesn't look like an Ellie card at all.
It's a chick in the first game, so I guess it's just a different character now. All right, Romeo is a Dead Man announced. Grasshopper Games. That is fuck. That's old, mate. They're a Japanese studio. Fuck, I forget.
But whatever I saw that PlayStation put up about this had maybe 2 of these games on it. There's a lot more games. I saw the Marvel one.
Seriously?
Oh, I did see something like this where it's just like
this just in case. The Dead Gear life support system. Don't move, okay?
it's a very strange studio, this game. These guys are doing weird stuff.
This looks very weird.
Interesting though. Oh,
You're already half dead. From now on, you're half dead man.
half dead man.
Wait, that's pretty lame.
Wow.
Dead man. From now on, you're dead man.
Alright, let's see some gameplay of this. Oh yeah.
I will say I do like when they mix.
Yes, mediums.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, there's enough here that this looks cool.
I'm
is this
getting
in
a lot of vibes of No More Heroes.
Yeah, well, it's the same guys.
Yeah, but I mean, like, even just down to the style of it.
Yes, well, I mean, it's the same guys, so yeah. Oh, my dead man. This could be fun. Yeah, it was No More Heroes and what, Killer 7 that they made?
Yeah.
Or whoever the guy was, yeah. There's a few other games in there, I just forget the name. Interesting, as it looks like there's a lot of mixed mediums in there, which is cool.
I thought it was a bad VR game when it first.
Yeah, it'd be cool if they went back to what they did with the original
Got that vibe.
No More Heroes, where you did have, like, not an open world, but like you had a large variety of different sort of mix of genres, like for all your sub activities and that.
Yeah, well, I mean, there might be. We'll have to see.
I did like when games did that. It's like, oh, you got to do this side mission thing, and it's like you're in an arcade machine, like the Quark games. And
Yeah,
it's
yes, that is cool.
like, they were hard trying to get all the
The things,
the
yeah.
things.
Sea of Remnants. I have not looked at this. F2P Voyage themed RPG. I'm happy to skip that.
It looks like something PlayStation's doing to compete with Sea of Thieves.
Yeah, maybe. Tides of Tomorrow. Multiplayer story based in Eland.
Oceanic Planet.
Yeah, whatever. Digimon game. I don't personally care, but could be good.
I thought Digimon had completely died, to be honest.
Nah, Digimon's still pretty big.
Already knew that was coming. We just have a date for it now.
Yeah, so the PlayStation Fight Stick.
Also very cool.
Cool, but I actually heard a guy who is a big fighting game fan talk about this and said doesn't know why they made this because everyone who's super into fighting games now only gets wired fight sticks. They don't do anything Bluetooth. This is a Bluetooth fighting stick.
Oh.
But at the same time, I feel like that was probably coming from someone who is so in depth. It's like, that's like me being like, why aren't you buying a $10,000 camera?
Yeah.
That one's shit.
The one you sold me.
Yeah. No, the one you got's good. No, I think it should be fine. I wouldn't mind a PlayStation brand fighting stick.
You wouldn't use a wireless one if you were competing in a world tournament.
But like if you're just
98% of the people playing
but you know what though? If you're dedicated enough to a fighting game,
you've already got one.
You want to buy a fighting stick, you getting it because you want to be better at the game and have less chance of being shit. So you probably do want to get a wired one. So I do understand it then. Because if you jumping over that deep end, it's not just buying another controller. It's got to be a few $100.
You're also not if you're gonna start playing fighting games, you're not gonna buy the PlayStation $400 version. You're gonna buy a decent one.
Exactly. Thief is back. I never really got into Thief.
I didn't mind
VR. As long as this new one, they
VR.
don't do what the more recent Thief games did, which was like treat him like Batman. He's not Batman. He's a thief. Hence the name.
Sword of Sea. We're just gonna have to skip through these. We don't have much time.
Just scroll down till you find the big ones.
Yeah, they're doing another little Ninja Gaiden like 2D game, which looks cool. There's gonna be more Ninja Gaiden in a bit. Hiragami, that looks cool. Baby Steps. Ote.
Walking Simulator.
Delightfully fun.
I have a
walking
feeling it's going to be one of those rage bait games.
I was just about to say it feels like a better. Is it Bennett? Or
Yeah.
Bennett Foddy game.
Yeah.
Guy who did Quap and then getting over it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was another one that came out that it was like just cross the street or something.
Oh, there's a ton of them now. There's
yeah,
so
the one
many.
where everyone's chained together as well.
Yeah, and you
That's
got to
a
jump
similar
up the thing, and there's heaps of them.
See, now a game like that would be fun for us to play. Like,
yeah.
chained together and like trying to get to the top.
Oh.
All right.
This
is the big one. We've already been going for about an hour and 20 minutes, but I think we can get through it. This was
the big boy,
the Xbox showcase, which Xbox, they've had such a big 180 with how shit they used to be with all the stuff in the last 10 years. But let's get into it. Straight away, off the bat, this is a big one for all the unemployed people. Persona 4 Remake got announced.
Yay.
This will be really cool. As someone who played Persona 4, get ready for the people who only played 5. Get ready to have a lot of just boring dungeons. This game is great, but just like 3, it's just boring dungeons. It's just the same shit all over again.
It's a grind fest.
Someone we know, Zach, he got into Persona 5, loved it, absolutely loved it, got 3, reload, and was like, I really like it, but the dungeons are just really boring. And they're just the same thing over and over again. I'm like, yep, that's the same with 4. It's just, that's just how these games are.
If it's a remake, maybe they'll fix that.
Yeah, but they didn't
It's not a
do it.
remaster.
They didn't do it with reload.
Excuse me.
So
Yeah,
that's
I
what
don't
I'm
know.
saying. Like, they might differentiate it up enough, but like, you still even walk through those games and it feels like it's a SNES party-based game. But either way, looking forward to it. This is a great game. So it'll be very interesting. Hollow Knight Silksong was teased. I think we're going to skip this for now. None of us really played.
Silksong's been teased for.
Yeah, but I mean,
Nice.
people are really into it.
Now you have a window because it launches when the Xbox Ally comes out.
Yeah.
It's the launch title
All right,
for it.
I want to watch this trailer. I haven't fully watched it.
Neither have I.
Have you
but
watched it?
No.
I've
Okay.
seen about 10 seconds, probably less of it.
Yeah.
I already have
sitting
thoughts,
up,
but
can't
yeah,
see
let's
it,
watch
but-
it.
All right. So if people don't know, well, let's just watch it.
Yeah.
So this is for Reincarnation. So it looks pretty nice.
Who made this game for you?
Well, that's what I was going to get to. Thanks for reminding. So it doesn't look too bad, honestly. At least so far, like graphical.
Yeah, definite feel of like Chinese folklore sort of style.
Yeah. So that's the weird thing. Game Freak? What the fuck? I thought they were owned by Nintendo.
Yeah. So
Didn't
did
we go
I.
didn't we go down that rabbit hole and try and figure out like what they were?
Creature Labs or whatever it is.
Yeah, no, but we'll double check after this. This looks cool though.
This is very Wukong vibes.
Which, yes, it does look very cool. It looks very fancy and nice, and that's kind of my problem with it. It's like, cool, Game Freak. Why couldn't you have put more effort into Scarlet and Violet
Well,
if this
no,
is what you
no,
care about?
I don't. I think it's Nintendo.
That has
But
nothing to do with Game
But
Freak.
I really don't. I don't get it. Have a look. Just double check that Game Freak isn't owned by Nintendo. I swear we looked it up and it is.
Game Freak Incorporated is a Japanese video game developer best known as the primary developer and co-owners of the Pokemon series of role-playing video games.
So, I don't know then. Maybe they're not owned by Nintendo.
We got 270 employees.
This just... it's just blowing my mind. I've never seen a Game Freak game not be Pokemon or some of those like GBA games from like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
All right.
Game Freak is the developer that creates Pokemon games. They are not owned by Nintendo, but Nintendo is a major shareholder.
That's still very strange to me.
Yeah.
Nintendo doing anything with any other console, like
Yeah.
related at all, just is
I mean,
still blows my
if
mind.
they don't own them, if they're just a shareholder,
But still,
But
mate,
Nintendo, Game Freak, and Creatures Inc. all jointly
Creatures
own
Inc., that's the one
Pokemon company.
yeah, Creatures Inc. was the one I was trying to think of before.
That's kind of cool, though. I thought they actually were owned by Nintendo.
I thought so as well. But I think this is gonna not sell like gangbusters, but sell fairly well because people just know them as the Pokemon people. It's like, what else are they
I
gonna do?
think
This is so different.
I think some people will buy it because it's different for them. I don't think it's going to sell well. Because it's like, cool, what is it? Oh, it's a Souls-like set in like, Chinese folklore, blah. It's like,
They did the same thing when Wukong came out. They're like, this game's not going to do well. And then it was like the best
Exactly.
selling.
yeah,
sale.
because people played and were like, this game actually rocks. If it's a good game, cool, it'll sell well once word gets out about it. But if it's just like a subpar, hey, this is just more Souls-like stuff, just add it to the pile.
I would not
It's
be
not-
surprised.
This is the exact same. That's the exact same situation when Wukong came out. The exact thing you just said is the exact thing that happened there.
Cool.
But this is
Where I said, hey, if it's just more slop, people aren't going to buy it.
I mean,
if it's
people bought
actually
the Switch
good-
too.
Yeah. I would not be surprised if this is a good game.
Okay.
I really wouldn't. I feel like, and if it's a good game, this almost doesn't prove it, but is a very strong argument to saying the reason why Pokemon is being shit in the last like 10, 15, 20 years is because of Nintendo and not because of Game Freak.
Because that's my.
And that's what I want to
say.
be the case. And you can tell this is such a different game to Pokemon that you can tell that they just want to do something different.
Yep.
And like that is so different.
It is very, very different.
All we've known is fucking Pokemon. It's been getting worse and worse and worse and worse. But oh well, I mean, I'd be very interested. I'm tempted to get it just because of that. There's not many games I would say that.
Well, if it is just made by Game Freak, they've got 207 employees as of last year.
Yeah.
Which
All right.
ridiculous.
All right. So the big thing they announced was Call of Duty Black Ops 7, which I don't understand.
Do you want to not understand it a little bit more?
Yeah.
They are releasing it on PS4 and Xbox One. A console that came out 11 years ago, they're still going to push it out.
I'm not surprised. There's so many people that still play them.
But like, that's the whole reason the last ones were, well, not as bad, but like they were horrible. They would not design to run on new consoles because they were trying to fight back and fight it on the last gen.
I don't know why there's another Black Ops. Black Ops was last year. It's usually supposed to be like 2 or 3 year, 4 year cycle. I don't know.
I'll be honest, I have nothing to say about this because I could care less about it.
All right, well,
I think
let's
they're
stop
doing
talking and go to the next one.
I think they're doing a 2-year cycle, and that's a continuation on from Black Ops 2, where you're his son in the future.
But Black Ops was last year.
Yeah, they're doing a 2-year cycle. So it's not the same. It's going to be the same company doing it. So it's still Treyarch doing it, and that's the same game they did last year. They'll do the next one this year. They've changed their
What? So
1
they
year.
do 2 games. They do a game 1 year, and then they do the game next year. Then
Yeah, I don't think they're doing 1 anymore and swapping
Well, it
it
used to
every single
be
year.
one. It used to be like one every 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
That
But I
doesn't
mean-
make sense. That's just more pressure on them, unless they're developing 2 games at once for it.
I don't know. Black
Either
Ops
way.
6 sucked.
All right, Outer Worlds 2. We already knew that stuff
Yeah,
about this.
That
It's cool.
I'm
Yeah, we already know about it.
semi-hyped for.
This,
Yeah.
just looking at this, I don't want to play it or go near it. I hate fucking steampunk shit.
Really?
Yeah, steampunk is, I think, the most overrated like shit thing. I don't know.
It's very overdone, I'll agree.
Yeah.
I really like steampunk though.
I feel like I just never see it done right. Like some things about it are cool. Like I like.
I mean, the
like,
Bioshock games were the original Bioshock games were very good. And
That's
they're-
not steampunk. That's
It's
not. That's not steampunk. You don't know what steampunk is then.
Okay. How are the original ones not steampunk?
They're not steampunk. It's half its Art Deco. I think you're getting too many things mixed in together that are similar. Like, I can get up the definition for steampunk for you.
I was looking into this Call of Duty 7 thing.
A subgenre of science fiction and fantasy that combines aesthetics of technology of the 19th century and futuristic, often fantastical elements.
Cool. Sounds like you just described Bioshock.
No, because Bioshock's set in the 20th century, in the 50s.
Cool. I don't care when it's set. I'm talking about the actual look and design of it.
Yeah, well,
I agree.
no, you're getting
yes,
it mixed
there's
up.
Art Deco there, but all the weapon designs I would call steampunk.
No, they are.
I would call more Bioshock Infinite steampunk than the first
Yes,
two.
Bioship's way closer to steampunk because it's an older game, but even
Fair.
that isn't. No, because that's saying it's 100. Steampunk's like 100 years prior. Steampunk is literally like all steam and shit like that, and like valves and gaskets and shit like stuff like this, where it's combining all that era of mostly American, to be fair.
Be paying me back until you fucking rust.
It ain't for the spineless.
To keep your filthy pickers off me.
And it sure
That
as shite
annoys
ain't
me.
for
I don't
the
know why.
decent.
Yeah, that's like steam, like shit mustaches and stuff like that. The knob.
There has been a crime! Justice itself has been affronted! I have been burgled!
Lord Griswick.
Yeah, that
Yes, I got that part. Do you know anyone?
that just screams at me.
That just pisses me off.
Yeah, I know. That's same to me, and it's irrational though. To be fair. Also, this humor is.
It's
annoying.
definitely an Xbox.
Yeah.
It's definitely
Yeah.
an Xbox style game. Like PlayStation have some doozers, but like that just screams Xbox.
You know what? The closest thing the steampunk I could think in games would be, and actually did it well, Dishonored.
Yeah,
Dishonored would be steampunk.
Yeah. Second one, not as much as the first one.
Never played the second one.
It's so much better than the first one.
Really?
Yeah.
I should play that.
All of them are good, actually.
High on Life.
2.
I wonder if very strange. So the studio opened by
Justin Roiland.
Justin Roiland now no longer has like any work after all the stuff that came out about him.
Did you ever see those original videos of him?
What ones?
I can't really talk about it. We'll talk about it off air.
Yeah, okay.
They're very bad.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's
Very
done a lot
bad.
of.
Yes.
But he owned this studio, I'm pretty sure, or was like a big high part of it. So it looks like they're definitely trying to stay away from him.
Because he did the voice of the gun creature thing. Yeah.
And I think they
Imagine they got the guy who replaced him on Rick and Morty to
Did
come
do
do
it,
the
yeah.
voice for this.
I won't lie, I'm not a massive fan of this type of humor. I think it's so overdone. It was cool for a bit. It just feels like it can't be enough of a real game. I could be completely wrong, but like whenever I saw High on Life, I never wanted to play it at all because it felt like it was.
It's good for clips.
Yeah,
That's it.
and it just didn't feel like it was actually going to have great gameplay.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
This looks really good. I would like to see proper gameplay.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
I don't
Way
buy
too
this
polished.
as-
Yeah. All right. Well, that's enough on that. We might have a look at that. Ninja Gaiden 4. People got really keen hype for this. I might try and tackle it. I definitely am not good enough at games to play, especially like Ninja Gaiden Black and things like that. But they always look so aesthetically cool and stuff. It might be something I get into.
Yeah.
Gears of War Reloaded.
Keen for this because I haven't played any of the.
Yeah.
other
So
ones.
it was the new Gears of War. It was just a remake of the first game, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it's not all consoles.
But yeah, but the only thing that didn't they do a remake of Gears of War like not that long ago? Or was it a remaster that was a really good remaster then? I don't know. Either way, but yeah, on all consoles. 3D Super Meat Boy. Didn't expect this to come out.
Hang on. Just before
not
we
at all.
skip onto this, next one up, I think the multiplayer beta for Gears of War comes
Yeah,
out like
it
end of the
comes
week.
at 13th of June. Yeah, Super Meat Boy. Didn't expect this to come back. Super Meat Boy is a really fun game.
So infuriating.
It
is.
can be, but it's so snappy to get back
Yeah.
into stuff.
Yeah.
This could be really fun.
Yes, it could be. Super Meat Boy, iconic early Xbox Live arcade game. Oh, I got Mario in that. So I haven't seen any of the gameplay of this at all.
Still got it.
Yes, this could be really fun. This gives me it's not 2D, but it gives me Explosion Man vibes. If anyone ever played that.
I did not. I'm just thinking of Mario, the Paper Mario, where it's split between the 2D, 3D something.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, I get this idea. I think I'll get that.
I'll get it as well. I think it's going to annoy me more when I die now because there's a lot more going on. It's going to
Yes.
piss me off a lot more if I have to go back and watch it all again, which with the new one, like the original game,
It's just, yeah, it's a lot
2D and
quicker.
it looks like, yep, cool.
And
That's
then
going
when you
to
finish level, it shows you all the I
Yeah.
won't be getting this. This style, like,
Fair enough.
It'll be on
this
Game
is the
Pass.
style of game I love watching. I can't play it just because I get too angry because there's too much happening and I can't focus.
just a game, bro. Just turn it off.
All right, all right. Next one, Grounded 2. I didn't really play Grounded 1, made by Obsidian. I've heard good and bad things about it. Mostly positive, but more meh.
How do you have a second survival game though? Because wasn't the first one you just build your thing and then that's it?
No, it's following on from the second. The first one had a story. This is following on where like the 4 teenagers who were shrunk, they somehow get shrunk again because there's a weird explosion and bigger world,
Ray.
more stuff to do, more
All right.
areas to go to.
That's cool. Haven't seen anything on this.
Haven't seen it. Was it Aphelion?
Yep. Some space action adventure
It's
thing.
giving me vibes of the fucking that roguelike PlayStation game that I bought. Returnal.
That's what
Just
the
because she's wearing a suit.
yeah.
Or he, I don't know. Okay. Double Fine, new game called Keeper. I haven't looked into this.
Firewatch, but with a lighthouse.
Yeah. Lightwatch? Well, you're a lighthouse that moves around like a spider. Interesting. Double Fine's always done very strange things.
Yeah.
They're very hit or miss. I feel like Double Fine's one of those studios where I'm surprised that they're still around. I don't feel like any of their games really bang enough.
They have good hits. It's just, yeah, they're always like, they're never big mainline titles. They're things that do well enough to keep them around, but never sort of
I didn't
reach the
even feel
heights
like
of...
they had that. Or maybe they're just a much smaller team than I thought or something. There are no ghosts at the Grand. I just look at this. I don't want to even look at the trailer. I don't know why. A spooky, cozy musical mystery. Yeah, no, that's enough for me.
I've had enough cat games.
There's people who like this stuff. I am not one of them. I
You're
hope
all
you enjoy
freaks.
it. But
I
it's
would
not for
want to
me.
see more before I sort of make a judgment.
Confirmed Brock is a freak.
All right, new Indiana Jones DLC. That's fine. Chronos: The New Dawn. Isn't Chronos the game that was supposed to be like Dead Space?
I don't recall it.
I could be wrong. Let's go through this trailer. Yeah, it's like a third-person survival horror. Very Dead Spacey. Very Resident Evil.
There was, I don't know if it was Chronos, but there was a game I was looking at a while back that definitely seemed like was very Cthulhu-esque in its
Oh
horror
yeah.
style. I'm wondering if this is it.
Yeah,
if they've
Croc
been...
3.
Sorry?
Croc 3.
No.
It's highly recommended to
What are you?
It's a joke. Calm down, bro. Yeah, this is just... There's just so much shit like this. This could be good, could be meh. We'll see how it goes. That's not...
Must be pretty hard to have an original idea these days.
Yeah. I mean, it's
We are
also
three white guys on a
whoever's
gaming
funding
podcast,
you. Yeah. Whoever's funding you
Yeah.
wants to get their dividends and their returns. Invincible Versus. I actually haven't watched anything about this yet, so I might skip through this trailer.
Skip to like halfway through and just watch from there because it's just a like story thing.
Yeah,
at the
story
start.
shit.
Good. I trusted you.
Okay, let's have a look. Do we know who makes this?
Not a company that has made one before, I think.
Okay. All right, so it doesn't look too bad. It looks very accurate to the show and the comic, which I think is good. Yeah. It does look a little bit bland, but I think you need to do that to make it accurate enough. Because it's got that slight shading and things like that.
Yeah.
Also, terrible time for this to be announced. Straight off the back of the Marvel token one.
Yeah, true. But I mean, Invincible's a big
Depends.
product.
Depends who's developing it.
I am ending you. See it all now.
Because if we like got told this was who are the original Mortal Kombat guys, not Neversoft.
It's been the same people the whole time. Or it's NetherRealm.
NetherRealm.
And before that, it was fucking hell, they went under. Oh, I forget the name, but it's the same people.
Yeah,
who
well,
were
I
at
didn't
NetherRealm.
recognize any of the logos there, so
Nah.
yeah, I don't know.
The only issue I have with that is because obviously now a lot of people haven't read the comics, a lot of people are just watching it with the show. How many characters and stuff they'll have in that aren't even
They
in
will
the...
probably be up to the show because that's what a lot of these games do. Specialists. Same with anime games and
Yeah.
same with
yeah, it's when the show
other
gets
things.
popular.
Yeah,
but-
and they will make multiple of them, and it'll be up to where the show is at that stage or a little bit further, so they can make more. The only thing I'm interested to know is if they have all the same voice actors come back.
Well, you didn't see Omni-Man or do his voice, so...
Because generally, voice actors really love to do games because they get paid way more money to do games.
Yeah.
Yep.
This might be the other way around.
Well, that sounded like Stephen Yun or whatever his name
Stephen
is.
Yeun, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was.
And then the chick sounded, I don't know who does her voice, but yeah, I didn't hear J.K. Simmons at all because Omni-Man didn't talk, so...
A Fate's End, I don't know what this is. We don't have enough time to look at that. Resonance, A Plague Tale Legacy. I saw a bit of this trailer. Didn't give me any idea that it was related to A Plague Tale, that game that came out like 7 years ago.
There's been so many different versions of them.
It's supposed to be a prequel.
It looks interesting, like the little bits I saw. Like, it doesn't look like it should be anything to do with it. It was going through like caves and there's like monsters and shit. And I don't know. Either way, interesting. Whatever. Final Fantasy on Xbox.
Could care.
Yeah, doesn't
extremely
change
less.
anything to us. Planet of Lana 2. I didn't know there was a Planet of Lana 1. So, Animo.
This I was kind of interested in. It's looking like another
Furry
Pokemon-esque game.
Oh, but you collect cats?
No, you collect all different types of creatures, and they all have different abilities, but you play directly as the creatures
Oh, that's
you
cool.
collect.
It's like
So they have
it's like Crash Mind over Mutant,
a
basically.
little bit, yeah. But like you have ones that, better swimming speed, can tunnel through rock, can see invisible stuff.
This is giving like PS2 Hello Kitty vibes.
Yes, it is. But at the same, did you see that fucking starfish's ass?
Yes.
Fucking hell.
Caked up animals.
Yeah. Bro.
I did see selling point for the Switch 2 is that Peach has jiggle physics in Mario Kart World.
Jizzle.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, Animo, I'm looking forward to it. I want to see more about it first.
I won't lie, it's giving me very modern Pokemon aesthetic, which I hate when it's too smooth and clean and not rough enough. Like the creatures.
It's too polished.
Yeah, it's too polished.
I get what you mean.
I don't really like it. It just seems too bland. But I mean,
as long as
interesting game.
Yeah, as long as it's a cool, you purchase it, you own it. There's no like, hey, it's all gacha mechanics and everything to unlock new creatures.
I will.
As soon as if that gets announced, I don't want to hear any more about it.
I will say there is one thing that might convince you to buy all of these games is that they're all probably going to be on Game Pass.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Still not getting Game Pass.
That's like 30 games, 15
Let me
bucks.
buy 2 of these games, and that is 2.5 years worth of Game Pass.
Correct. That's it.
That's it. There was more, wasn't there? Where did 007 get announced?
That was just standalone. They just announced it by itself.
Okay.
We'll do that.
Yeah,
We'll do that
there's a
next
new
time.
James Bond game that got announced. It looks pretty cool.
It's done by the same the guys as Hitman, I'm pretty sure.
Yes, which would make sense.
It Studios or something.
It's IO Interactive,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Close. It's one of the letters.
Hit Studio. Yeah, was there anything else that really got announced that we want to talk about? There's some other things we want to talk about. We leave that for another episode.
I mean,
sorry.
the only other big thing which you mentioned was the ROG Ally Xbox
Yes,
collaboration.
no, we have to talk about that. So there was rumors for months that there was going to be a new ROG Ally and it was going to be partnered with Xbox. It happened.
Because they did the Steam
confirmed.
leak, wasn't it? There was a Steam
Yes,
leak with an
yeah.
Xbox logo or something like that.
Yeah, there was a leak on a website saying like, Steam, or like saying there was like a area that you could click on to look at your Steam games. So yeah, it looks like an Ally X. It looks like on its sides, it's got the sides of a controller, almost like the connecting things for the Joy-Cons.
Except they're proper controller sides, not like
Yep.
flat. Yeah.
Big screen. It's got a AMD Ryzen Extreme Z Extreme 2 or whatever,
Yep.
the newer chip. Fully optimized.
Yeah, the interesting thing I saw was that when it's partnered with Xbox, so it has a dedicated Xbox mode.
Yep.
That when you enter that Xbox mode, it disables all Windows functions.
Yes, it basically cuts it all out, and it says at the moment it can save up to 2 gigabytes of RAM, and in the future with optimization it'll be more.
Yeah, which
It's got 24, doesn't it? 24 gigs of RAM.
Yeah, no, I've been saying it optimizes,
Yeah.
it cuts out.
Yeah.
that
it cuts out all
performance,
the crap that Windows hogs up, which I don't know why they didn't just do a dedicated gaming platform, but I also know it was probably faster for them to do it this way.
And also, it's because you can just use it as a Windows
PC
as
yeah,
well.
I
And
like
then-
that. I
yeah.
like the cross functionality and all that. But if they're going to make a deal of like, hey, we're going to have this thing, like, could have just done a dual boot mode where you just reset it. It's not as convenient, but it's...
See, no, that's
too nerdy.
That's what, yeah,
people
exactly.
Wanna, people want to go Xbox mode and it just works.
Yes.
They don't want to have to think
That
about
was my argument where I thought it was very dumb that did you ever watch Solo? The Star Wars movie Solo?
No.
Right at the end, they introduced Darth Maul. he's right at the end of the movie. And I was like, that was so dumb they did that. The people who were going to watch Solo at the movies didn't watch the Clone Wars. They saw him die in episode 1.
In 2003.
Yes. No, in 97, 99, yeah. That is too nerdy in depth for your average punter to put that in the movie. Why is that there? I think that's the same thing with that. It was cool they put it in the movie because it was cool for the lore and it made sense for XYZ thing. But it's too much assumed knowledge to have that in there without that being introduced prior. I think that's the same thing with that. If there's too much you need to go through.
Two very different.
No, the same thing.
No, it's the same thing.
You're talking about technical knowledge as opposed to.
That's the same thing. That's even worse than.
Little Timmy down the street's not going to go buy the new Xbox Ally and be like, "Oh, I can't figure out how to do it, Dad. How do I do it?"
He doesn't need to figure out how to do it. He clicks on the Xbox button. It does it for him.
But then you just said if you're going to dual boot, you got to close it and then reopen it and then go that way.
Which they can automate.
You could just press the Xbox button and it goes to it automatically, though.
I think that's
literally what I just said.
I think you're coming at it from an angle of someone who knows what they're talking about. It's like what I was just saying earlier about the cameras. You're got too much knowledge and you're assuming everyone else to do this. Your average punter, your average person, can't.
You've been also building and side loading and jailbreaking and homebrewing things for 20 years.
Yes.
So it's under your.
But I also know that they could set it up so that cool. Little Timmy's just unwrapped it for Christmas. Oh, I want to play this game. Oh, you got to put it in Xbox mode. Press the Xbox button and have it programmed to do that for him automatically.
I'm with you.
You're explaining it correctly now. Throwing in you're gonna have to like reboot it and do that sort of thing. That's just overcomplicating.
I was describing what it would be doing in the background. The operator does not need to understand how it works, just that, hey, how do I start it? That's all they need to know.
I still think that's too much for people to learn. And I don't think it is, but people are so dumb and stupid, and we know this. People struggle to change their wallpaper on a computer.
Yeah.
People still don't know how to use mobile phones. They've been around for 30 years.
No. People still complain that their phone needs to be 5G now. People complain that they still need to have a set-top box to get TV signal. It's like...
Use the app.
You're not going to win with certain people. So we're back. We'll talk about the rest of this later. This has been a very long episode.
We've hit 2 hours, I think.
Yes, we will have hit 2 hours. No, we'll just be under it because we started a bit later.
And I may not be on some of it.
No, he's not on it. That's all right. We'll just put a picture of Brock up.
Sonic.
All right. Well, that was that episode. Episode 39, bro. Get ready for 40. It's going to be crazy. Woo! And see ya.